Alright, here's what I found metal detecting in February and March of 2023. I put them together because February is a short month. Uh, there's a lot of stuff here that I didn't show you because it's not as good as this stuff. I kind of pared it down, believe it or not. So, up in this corner here, we've got some glasses and lenses pieces. That's kind of a funny thing. And back in the day, I don't know how many of you know this, back in the day, they would take mica and peel it real thin, and that'd be a lens for like a binocular maybe, or a monocular. So I found one of them. This is a padlock. You can see the rusty shackle, and the key is in it. I'm actually going to try to restore this and make it work again. Yes, I know I could just go to some company local and buy one. I found one. I want to try to make that work. A bunch of keys, steel mill ball. That's sort of fun. And some kind of little snap. Some change, modern. Some old brass. And some some rivets, snap rivets for pants. That's what they used to look like on the old Levi's. Here, kind of zoom in on this stuff. So we've got a little charm bracelet. It's sombreros and huarache sandals. Very cool. Here's an old Indian, like a bracelet. It's silver. I think that probably had turquoise in it, either turquoise or onyx. I would love to hear your thoughts on that when I restore that, and I will restore that. I'm either going to do turquoise or onyx in there. Please let me know what you think I should do. Here's an old school clothespin. It's Hollywood Pinups, Dell E-Web Products Company, patent pending. Old school aluminum clothespin. These are tax tokens from the 30s. They came in copper and aluminum. Got all the types there. There's a 1 mil and a 5 mil. Here's an old steak knife, and I thought this was a dog tag at first. It just says patent number Canada 1939, and then U.S. patent and a number. But here are some old church keys. This one is a speakeasy can opener. And this one is a Coors can opener. So those are pretty cool. I love finding old stuff that has writing on it. Just seems a little more special that way to me. Found half a plier again. I made those old pliers work, actually. Fairly modern screwdriver. And these are stainless. And those up there are copper that are plated in silver. These are little lipstick cases. This is a piece of metal that I'm going to turn into some kind of neat weapon. And here's a brass. Now, it did not look like that when I found it. The tip, now this has been fired. The pin, you can see it's been fired. I found 4 of these. So this is what they look like before you do much to them, and that's what they look like after you do a bit. And you could shine that brass up. If somebody knows what these are, I would love to know. So it's some kind of like a washer with a hole right in the middle. Most of them had the holes. Here's one with a little bitty screw. I found a bunch of them, and I think they're copper or brass. Here's a couple little buttons. And this I found in the Coinstar. There's a strong magnet right in the middle of that. That's kind of fun. Moving along, we have a couple military buttons here. This is what we call a 13 star button. I think you could probably see why. We find those, they're from World War II. We find them all over the state. And here's some other little neat button. It's even got the back on it. Here's a badge. Now this is the condition that you find them in. When they're real crusted like that, it's called concretion. And you may or may not get that off. A ½ cent. Here's an old Mercury dime, 1943. This was so exciting to me. This is my first silver quarter, 1949D. I found it on the surface. Super duper exciting. This is a 1909 D penny. Missed it by that much. Here I have a 1924 S. If it would have been a different mint mark, if it would have been a 1924 D, that would have been a different story. Got a couple razor blades that I'll restore. This one I think is a Gillette. This one here is a cross cutter. Oh, this here is the tiniest little chain you ever saw. Look at that. Isn't that the cutest thing? These are all other wheat pennies. Here's a nickel that I found, 1952, and an old button, some kind of copper button. Dime store ring, says CC, and this was before they were steel. They were copper, believe it or not. Here's a brass little name tag. I think it says in cursive, real lightly, BJG or something like that. Those old cursive letters, it's kind of hard to tell what they are sometimes. And this was really exciting. A gold-filled pocket watch. It's called Woodworth or something like that. Referee. And it's gold-filled. Now I found a gold coin. Check this out. See the writing? It says right on it, gold coin. It's a button. A button that says gold coin. That's the weirdest thing. Over here, I found some marbles. Now I'm going to show you something neat about these. Turn the light off for just a minute. And black light. Watch that red one right there. See how it turns kind of a bright pink? So there's some sort of radiation or something that they added to the glass back in the day. Kind of neat. And then, okay, I'd love to get your opinion on these as well. This says, this contains Stewart's bluing. And it was a cap, a cork bottle. It's a little broken on top, unfortunately. But wonder what that is for. This, I believe, is an old inkwell. See, it's got this little lip here so that you could like dip into the ink and then peel the extra ink off. I think. I don't know exactly what that is. If you can figure it out, I would love to hear about it. Yeah. Now these are getting smaller, these bottles. Here's a little tiny one. It just says TCWCD 76 USA. Don't know what that is. Oh, they get tinier. Look at this little guy. And even tinier. Look at this little guy. Little blue perfume bottle or something. Wait a minute, I got one more. Look at that little thing. The smallest bottle ever. And some kind of a little boot piece. That's old, I think. Anyway, I had a real good time finding this stuff. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I found. When I find another half of those pliers, I'll make another one. And I'm going to be restoring those razors in a future video. So keep your eyes peeled. And again, if you see something here that I misidentified or you know a lot about it, I would love to hear from you. Put that in the comments below. And till next time, I hope you find a lot of great stuff.